Domains on TekMatix. Now, to get your websites and your landing pages, your funnels actually working, you need to add your domain, not just to your main account, but also to your individual websites and individual funnel and landing pages too. So there are basically three places that you do need to add your domains so that you can sell courses and you can get your landing pages and funnels operational. So there is another video on actually connecting your domains, but I'm just going to do a quick overview revision again. So when you log into your TekMatix account, on the main left-hand menu, you're going to first of all scroll to the very bottom and click on settings. So the first place of the three places we need to put our domains is inside our main settings area. Inside here, you're going to click on domains, and this is where you start adding different domains. You can see here I've got some different domains going on. So basically, if you haven't got anything here yet, do go back and look at my other video on domains, adding a domain to your TekMatix account. But basically, you're going to click on the big green button and says add your own domain. So if you are making your TekMatix account your actual website, your www.yourwebsite.com, if you want people to come to your website hosted on TekMatix and you don't have any other website anywhere else, you're going to need to create an A record. So please go and see my other video on creating or adding a domain to TekMatix. If you have your website already operating somewhere else, you're going to need to do what's called a CNAME, which basically can create a subdomain or like a little sub account of your website that your TekMatix account will sit on and that your courses and everything will be sold from. So for instance, my main website is sarahcordner.com. All of my TekMatix stuff for my Sarah Cordner account actually is sold from courses.sarahcordner.com. All right, so go back and check that first. And this is where you're going to add all of those different domains in. So let's pretend I've added this subdomain, my demo.tekmatix.com account. This is the first place you need to first of all connect or add a domain to. Now, for your courses to work, for you to actually be able to sell your courses, the next place you need to add your domain to is your courses area. So you're going to click on sites and courses. You're then going to click on memberships, and then you're going to click on settings. And this is creating the subdomain for all of your courses. So you might like to create courses.yourwebsite.com as a subdomain, which you do in your cPanel in your DNS settings. You're going to click on custom domains, and this is where you might put in, your courses.something.com. So I might need to go and, for instance, actually go and create a courses.tekmatix.com page first of all. In fact, I might actually do that to show you how this works. Why not? Let's just pause this recording and I'm going to take you there now. All right, so I have gotten into where I've purchased my domain from. So whether you've used Google Domains or Crazy Domains or GoDaddy or Namecheap, wherever it is that you've actually purchased your domain from, that's where you need to log into to actually connect your TekMatix account to your own domain name. Now, this might feel a bit techie, but please don't be afraid of this. And it's really, really cool because it basically means you're running off your own site. So the rest of the world, they won't know that you're even using a TekMatix account. It's all under your own branding, which is just fabulous for you and your brand, of course. So when you go into wherever your domain is being sold from, you need to go and find that domain in your back end, and then you need to click on what's called DNS settings. So in Crazy Domains and GoDaddy, this is actually a little bit easier because it's right on the main dashboard. You're going to go and find your DNS settings, and then you're going to go and find this custom records area. And you can see at the moment, I don't have a courses.tekmatix.com, but I would like one, right? So what I'm going to do is scroll down to the place where it says manage custom records. I'm going to click on this and it's going to give me these scary looking boxes that are not too scary. So because I want to create a subdomain called courses.tekmatix.com, what will happen is underneath you will actually have your URL, your main domain URL underneath. We're going to type in courses. So we only want to type in the prefix bit here. We don't need to type in the entire domain. And then it will show you here what the end result will look like. So it's telling me that when I create this subdomain, it's going to look like courses.tekmatix.com. Now, because we are creating a CNAME, not an A name, where it says type, you're going to click the drop down box and you're going to go to CNAME because we're just creating a subdomain, That's a CNAME. TTL, just leave that at whatever your domain host's your default setting is. You don't need to change that. It's all to do with timeout settings, but just leave it at whatever it's currently set at. And then it will ask, what is this data? What information needs to go in here? So on your little memberships area, so remember what we're doing now is we're adding the courses domain, is it will say if you're creating a CNAME, then you need to point to this URL. All right, so you're going to copy that and then go back to your domain settings. And for your courses.yourwebsite.com, you're going to paste that bit of code that's been provided to you in your domain courses domain area. So we're going to just leave that as it is, leave everything else blank, go all the way down to the bottom and press save. Now this will take a little bit of time to propagate. It may not be instant. Sometimes when we do this with clients, it is instantaneous. So luckily we've got a green tick, it's saying it's working, but it may take some time to propagate. But what we're going to do is we're going to see if it's propagated instantaneously. So now we're still in our sites and courses. We're in our courses area and we've gone to settings. We're going to add our courses domain here. Okay, so courses.tekmatix.com, right? And we're going to press save and see if it works. Now it may come up with an error. If it says error, it just means it hasn't propagated. And luckily that worked straight away. So that actually took no waiting time whatsoever. So now what this means is every time I create a course on my TekMatix account, the main domain prefix will be courses.tekmatix.com. And then when we create each course, we can actually create a little / blur. All right. So that is the second place we're going to add our domain. First place in the main settings, domains. Second place, sites, courses, settings, domains. And the third place you're going to add your domains, and it should actually happen automatically now, but we're always going to check it, is in your websites and your funnels. So let's go to websites first of all. Now this bit was only going to apply if you are making TekMatix your actual website, but you can actually still use these pages as pages on your website. So you're as like just individual landing pages, right? For courses or anything that you want to start promoting. So for instance, I'm just going to pick one of these random templates. You've got well over 20 templates inside your account that you can use at any time. Let's pretend like here we go. Here's a free courses page that we can use. If I just open up a preview, let's see if it's automatically pulled in our URL. No, it hasn't. So when you press preview, and I did that by pressing on this little box, it will tell you what domain is currently active on site. So at the moment, it's the default TekMatix site. If that's coming up with your URL, great, everything's working. But let's pretend I actually want to use this page as part of my site. We're going to click on settings and give it a name. First, we're going to change the path. So actually, I might be happy with it being called free courses. But basically, what will happen is it will be, courses.yourwebsite.com, and then the path is / whatever comes afterwards. So I'm just going to press update page for a second. We're going to go to edit. I'm going to edit it in a new tab just so that I've got both pages open. But let's pretend now you were going to go through and edit this page however you wanted it to be, add in some opt-in forms, whatever you're going to do right to this page. So we'll be in the page builder area at the moment. It's taking a moment to load. So I can go in, edit all of this. Let's pretend I'm really, really happy with that. I'm just going to double check my settings. Is there anything else I need to change there? No, so I press save, obviously, if I was happy with it all. And now once we are back in the template, we can actually now go to settings, and this is where we choose which domain we want to attach this particular website to. So this is where I could pick whichever one. Now, obviously at the moment, my courses.tekmatix.com hasn't fully propagated. It hasn't completely come over, so it's not showing in this drop down at the moment. Maybe if I press refresh, it actually might do. But once it's propagated, you might need to give it a couple of hours. Then you can click the website that you want it to apply to. Change the name of the page. This is the page that will actually, the name that will show up in the tab up here. It will also what will show up on, what's it called? Your Google metadata. So I've lost my train of thought then. So this might be like our free courses page. And this is where we're going to change the path to free-courses. All right, and then we can press save. Now, the other thing you can do is you can actually convert that page to a funnel as well. I'm just going to press preview on this and see if it's loaded through. Boom, now it's worked. So you see now, because I've changed the settings on that web page, now when I go to demo.tekmatix.com/free-course, people are going to see this page. See how easy that is to work? I know it's going to take a little bit of time for your head to get around. Now, when we did that drop down of which domain, oh God, speak today, what domain do we want it to belong to? If the courses.tekmatix.com one had propagated, and I'd chosen that one, this would be called courses.tekmatix.com. And of course, I can actually go back and change that later if I want to, once that's updated. So you can see now that it's worked. So please always use your preview button to just double check what the public link is showing is active. So now this is the second place we've connected our domain. 1 in the main domains area, 2 in our websites area. The third place is in any funnels that you might be using as well. So every time you create either a full website or a landing page or a funnel, you do need to check that the right domain is connected. So let's pretend I am going to use one of these funnels. So inside funnels, you can choose anything here. Now, just make a habit, guys, whenever you use a template that we've provided, always clone it, because this is going to always give you multiple versions, or a backup version, if you like, of that funnel to use over and over again. So when you do clone it, it won't actually clone in that folder. You have to go back to the main funnels and you'll see that that funnel copy has produced itself over there. So this is the funnel. Let's pretend we've gone into each of these individual pages. We've pressed edit and we've gone and designed it how we want. Once we need to add our free thing or our course to this, which you do by clicking on products, pressing add product, and then connecting your course to that area. This is a demo account, so I don't have any courses in here at the moment. The next thing you actually need to do on your funnel, oops, I've just completely come out of it, press back too many times, is you need to go to settings on your actual funnel that you're working on. Then you need to give it a name. Course XYZ, and give it your own path that you want it to be. So it might be course XYZ. So it'll be courses.yourwebsite.com/course XYZ. Again, you need to tell the system which one of your funnels that belongs to. And the reason why is because you can add as many domains as you want to your TekMatix account over in the main settings area. You can actually run multiple businesses with multiple domain names from your one TekMatix account. So you might think, oh, why is there so many steps to this? Why do I have to do this every single time? Well, it's because, I've got this silly example here, shitastrology.com. That's actually one of my little things that I do, right? That's a completely separate business from my TekMatix account, which is completely different from my Sarah Cordner account. But I can run all three of those businesses from here with their own URLs, with their own domains. So you're basically saying to the system, this particular funnel is for my TekMatix business. So now this particular funnel is connected to a particular domain. So if I press save, how good is this? That now, this should work, hopefully. It should. There we go. It's demo.tekmatix.com. How good is that? So make sure you kind of get your head around what we're doing here. Go, first of all, to your main settings, go to domains, and you can add in a subdomain for every single domain that you care to have, that you care to run your business from, that you may have as a business name. And then when you do go in and create courses, make sure you've connected under the settings area the domain that you want your courses to run from. So I'll just let that load for the sake of our refresh, summary, custom domains. And you're going to add in the domain that you want your courses to be under. And then inside your funnels and your websites, you're also going to click on your particular funnel, click on settings, and choose the domain that particular funnel belongs to. On your websites, whether it's the full site or whether it's individual pages, you're also going to go to settings and make sure you've chosen the domain that you want that particular website or website page to belong to. So there you are. It's a lot to learn. You will learn it. You will get there. But as you can see, this allows you to have a huge amount of options in the future. This allows you to run your business in such a special way. And once you obviously have done your little test, if you're back on your pages section, once you've pressed this little button over here, this preview button, and it shows the world what your public link is, that's the link you now go off and share with the world to start getting your opt-ins for your free thing, or to start selling your courses, or whatever it is that you are promoting, selling, or sharing from that page. That's the link you would now go and share with the world. I hope that helps for you. If you've got any questions, please contact us on support@tekmatix.com. Happy teching!